Howdy, it's Hamsky again with another field stripping video. The first one, I called it disassembly and reassembly on that model 59 Winchester. It's probably more properly described as a field strip. But now we're going to do a garbage rod, and we're going to start it fully assembled as the Lord intended. So, first thing, remove your screwdriver, because it is in fact a screwdriver. It's just kind of pointy, and I'm pretty sure this has some rounds in the magazine, and it does. So we're going to do the old Panic at the Disco move and just drop them out the bottom because I'm lazy and don't feel like jerking my magazine via the chamber or via the ejector port. So now we're all cleared out. Okay, so cool thing about this gun, there's a bajillion of them, and they're incredibly simple, and they were designed to be serviced in the field as simply as possible. I guess as simple as possible. As simply as possible. That's not good English. So disengage your bolt, pull the trigger, bolt carrier comes out. Or I guess it's just a bolt. Magazine, floor plate. See that? Come up to 90. Depress the spring, it comes right out. Wow, what do I want to do next? Let's go ahead and do front sling, which if you need help removing a sling from a rifle, you probably shouldn't be owning a rifle. That was like the most boomer joke I've ever made in my life. I hate it here. Depress this little spring stopper deal right there. Work your way up. Move the cleaning rod. Could have done that before, but I didn't. Use your screwdriver. Sometimes these bottom ones are kind of tight. And you gotta get her started with the old screwdriver. So this bottom spring clamp's or spring stop's just the same as the top one, so nothing too special. Come up with them. You can't lose them, which is really neat. I'm not really sure how the heck they got them on there, unless there's a pin, which I don't see a pin, so it's kind of nifty. Top part of your stock and the bottom part of your stock is still attached. Crazy. And this is where our screwdriver comes into play. Alright, so this screw right here comes right out with your handy dandy screwdriver. Would have been cooler if they would have made it magnetic though. Where's Milwaukee at? Let's get Milwaukee to make a magnetic Mosin bayonet. I mean screwdriver. Yep. And there's one right in front of the magazine. And remember, the short one, alright, short one, long one. Short and long. Short one goes to the magazine. So now, your receiver and barrel just kind of lift out carefully. It's very neat, in my opinion. And magazine, trigger guard, all that jazz. Just kind of J chilling in there. Alright. and there is your receiver, your trigger, and your barrel, and yeah. I always really like these old guns. I always thought they were just really cool. So I reckon that's probably about as far as you need to go to clean the dang thing. So now we'll start putting it back together. So I'll probably do the bolt here in a second. Get your stock up here. Carefully navigate your trigger in there. Make sure your lugs line up where they're supposed to, and your little spring retaining thingies at the front do what they're supposed to be doing. And now we put the trigger guard and magazine back in. Long screw goes to the rear. Get our screwdriver out here. Maybe. You just get so much leverage with these long screwdrivers. It's like the Russians designed it to be torqued, you know? It's kind of cool. Again, I think Milwaukee should make a magnetized Mosin screwdriver, because that would be hilarious. Be bright red on the end of your gun. Hell, maybe I'll do that. Okay. Short one goes in front of the magazine. Okay, that's the only two things you need. Like, you absolutely have to have a screwdriver for it, but it came with a screwdriver. So notice magazine floor plate / spring, how that works. Okay, and that just goes right back. Hey, took her out, clips right in there, nice and nifty. Where did that go? It's right here. Your top side of your stock, and then your big spring clamp daily bob thing that I don't know what the hell it's called goes down. Get her in that groove. Click. Nice. And there's a break in them that goes on the bottom side. And click. Very nice. Cleaning rod. There we go. Oh, missed it. Don't you hate it when you miss? Cool. So that's the rifle back together. Now, keeping our screwdriver. Here's the bolt. So this looks kind of complicated, but it's really not. Okay? It's just take some practice. Practice which I don't have. There we go. Here's your bolt face. And this rotates around. Okay, there's whatever that's called. So now you got a couple options here. You can hold it like this and pull back and spin it and fight it, or you can do it the pro way, which is just depressing it and then pulling it up. And there's your firing pin spring and your ungodly large firing pin. And everything's apart. And now the absolute worst part of this entire process is putting it back together. So firing pin spring, there's that. That's not all the way down, it seems. There it goes. So you're going to want the back side of your firing pin to be flush with the back side of your bolt. That's how you know your firing pin depth is roughly correct. The kits come with that little, I don't have one because I lost mine because I bought this when I was like 18. But they come with a firing pin depth gauge checker, and I'm just cutting right through my dang gun cleaning mat here. Okay, so that's flush. See that? It's not proud and it's not recessed. So cool. So now we need to figure out there, it goes in there. Cool. So now this bad Larry comes down. And kind of goes off to the side for now. There's a lot of slop and play in this, which is probably a good part of the reason it was so, I don't want to say successful, but successful. Okay. And now nope, that's not together. Let me show these people how to put this together. Totally screwed up. Oh wait, yeah, it is together. Oh, I lied. Oh, I know what happened. Okay. So now we gotta take this whole bad Larry. There we go. Can you tell how that goes? It's just, you just gotta fiddle with it until you get it figured out. Now we test it, and it's probably gonna be wrong. And then I'll keep fiddling with it until it goes. Ha! Was that technically the first try? Cool. So yeah, they're finicky. I've only done that like, well, I guess that was the third time, because I tried it before I did the video. Except for the bolt, because I knew the bolt was going to be a pain. But yeah, Mosins are cool. I don't care what anybody says. Are they effective? Not really. I mean, that's a pretty nasty cartridge. I had a, yeah. So here's 7.62 by 54R. And here's a 223/556 by 45. I mean, it's a pretty good sized bullet, you know. But also, these are FMJs, which ironically is what the young man who performed the Kenosha hat trick last year was using. And the prosecutor decided to be like, they're specifically designed to go through multiple people. It's like, no, dude, that's Plinkin ammo. That's cheap. It's the most readily available. And, yeah, it does have the potential to pass through multiple people, but if he would have been using hollow points, they would have been arguing that he was out there to kill specifically and not to kill as many people as possible. I'm not going to get too far into the politics of that, but there was a lot of bad info and bad, unprofessional conduct on both sides of that trial. The jury should reach a verdict tomorrow, so I guess we'll see what happens with that. I think that'll set a precedent going forward as far as self-defense is concerned. It's definitely something to keep your eye on, folks. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.